Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to What's Worth It. Today's topic, we're getting a little more serious and talking about the importance of higher education. Did you know that the college enrollment rate of 18 to 24-year-olds in America is only 39%? Did you know that the American higher education system was almost double the cost than every other country with the opportunity of higher education? Seems pretty similar to the price of eggs right now. But even though you might see a direct correlation between these two statistics, you might want to take a look at your options of obtaining a higher education right now. Throughout history, we've seen many governments take over their countries, and with every unfortunate turn we've seen in America these past few weeks, we've often questioned our administration and wondered about the potential start of a new historical revolution. How might we, the people, stop and preserve our country, you ask? It's as simple as educating ourselves. You might hear or see influencers or other individuals claim that they didn't go to college, and hey, look at their success. There are people like Steve Jobs and Mark Zuckerberg, or even Charlie Kirk, who all dropped out of college. But you have to realize that these influencers were also competing with millions of other people, trying to do the same thing that they were. And we also have to understand their inherent privilege of being white and male. You might just want to rethink how you go about planning your life's future if college wasn't in it. This is where I'm going to get into my claim. I believe it's essential for Americans to take their education seriously, especially for those who are often oppressed. So not only you can fight for your rights, but you can also be educated on those rights to form your own opinions from the knowledge you learn from these institutions. It's the knowledge you obtain in these universities that make it worth the cost. College is made to give you the tools and experiences to understand other people's perspectives and to form your own opinions. But let's get into some of the media you might have heard about college. This is Charlie Kirk, a conservative political activist who often argues about college's left-wing agenda and is most known for his debates with college kids on this topic. This is him at an unknown college campus, open to having debates for his content on his social media channel.
Have you read the book? College is a Scam, I wrote it. I can have a more wordy thing, which is the vast majority of people that go to college are receiving a scam for the money that they're borrowing. Vast majority. Let me prove this to you. How many of you guys have to take classes that are a waste of time that you wish you wouldn't have to take? Every single hand. You're being scammed against your will to take classes that make you go further into debt.
This is one of his countless videos on his channel with the same kind of titles using trigger words like smashes, snobby, liberal, exposes, and on to entice viewers to watch. Charlie Kirk doesn't care if you believe him. He wants you to watch his videos so he can make quick money. His content is all just propaganda to reach the people who are already on his political side so they can have ideas for their own debates. The deeper issue Charlie has with college, however, is because of its inherent liberal diversity and perspective training. Going to a brand new place with thousands of brand new people will instantly bring much more light onto topics you've never thought of because of your previous background. This is one of college's biggest experiences, and although sometimes some classes can seem pointless, the first 4 years of college are about furthering all brands of your education, not just your intended major. And hey, I'll be the first one to admit as a freshman in college that I have already taken classes that I did not enjoy or even question why I needed as a chemistry major. But I have also taken some classes that have surprised me. You have the opportunity in college to truly find what you like and maybe find something new. It's always a surprise. And you know what's so cool about those quote-unquote time-wasting classes? Is that no matter what, there will always be someone in that class who is so passionate about the topic. Whether it's the professor or even a student, it will blow your mind at how much someone can be interested in something you're completely not. And that teaches you one very valuable lesson: perspective. I talked to various college students, all with very different backgrounds, asking some questions. My first being, have you ever taken any classes that have surprised you in the way that you could have possibly found your new passion? First speaking, we have Genevieve Duchaussee, a design major at Northeastern University.
I'm a design major, and I had to take art history, I have to take an art history course. I think I'm gonna have to take another, but I didn't want to take art history because it seemed boring and useless, but it actually made me feel smart and like I knew what I was talking about in my classes this semester.
Clearly, this experience shows a newfound appreciation and gratitude towards learning something new, regardless of whether you thought you would like it or not. Now let's get into a new topic: the cost of college. It's the biggest complaint about college and often the biggest contributor as to why people choose not to go. Something you'll often see in research articles or hear is that people often argue and articulate that college really only matters if you have a certain major, like being a doctor or a lawyer. But that just isn't true anymore because of the ever-increasing competitiveness of the job market. The saying that you need to have a degree to have a high-paying job is unfortunate, but it's the reality of our time. Various studies have put almost everyone who attends college expecting to earn higher than someone who hasn't attended college. On average, a college degree earns you almost $50,000 more than just having your high school graduate degree or going to trade school or getting a blue-collar job. This recaps us back to our initial claim on college's worth compared to its cost. With a college degree, you should most likely be able to make more money than without that degree. Sure, you are paying the price for that degree, and in some cases obtain debt from that degree. However, you should be able to pay it off and earn substantially more than you would without it, especially in today's job market. Now, let's brighten the mood a little and get more into the fun of college. One of college's biggest advertisements is finding yourself. It's where you find your real clique of people. It's where you find what you're supposed to do, where you find what you're truly interested in. There should be no more reason that you shouldn't have the ability to find yourself, and that brings me to my second question. I asked various people, did you want to go to college? This is Abby Carpenter, a member of the women's rowing team here at Washington, planning to go to medical school.
I wanted to go to college because I want to do something big and important with my life.
And here's Andrew Moskowitz, a member of Sigma Nu fraternity and a civil engineering major planning to specialize in bridge building.
I went to college because I wanted to earn a degree, get a good job, and learn about cool stuff, and to meet new people and experience the college life and have a good time.
Both clearly saw college as a space to make their future in both a career and finding friends. Now, before we end this podcast, I want to give some advice on how to make college the most worth it by lowering the cost as much as possible. As many of us have heard, lots of colleges, especially Ivy Leagues, are getting into $90,000 or $100,000 a year, which is ridiculous, but that's not the case for every single college. In fact, if you go to an in-state, like we'll hear about soon, it will be substantially less if you go to an in-state private school, but there's even public schools, which are also substantially less, and there's even community college as an option. Don't feel like you have to be looking at public schools, though, because private schools do actually understand how expensive they are and often offer many scholarships and grants. There are just so many things you can do to help yourself, and we'll get a little more into that hearing from Madeline Nolan, a student paying for college completely on their own.
Applied to schools that were in-state, or I applied to schools that provided scholarships and grants that would make the total cost around in-state tuition. I also applied for scholarships because literally any money that you can get helps.
This is a good example of the kind of thought processes you can start to have. But if you're having trouble finding resources for this big decision, a good place to start is on the Common App itself, where you can apply for colleges. They have a lot of listings for scholarships. And also, another good place to start is the counseling office in your high school. Even though sometimes your high schools might not post scholarships or loans, your counselors should have access, as well as your teachers. If you still think the price of college is making you steer away, I promise you there are resources out there for you. And remember, education is power. Don't let the financial stressors take that away from you. Thanks for tuning in to What's Worth It, College Edition.